Hello, we're here at Bar Mingo, and my name is Jerry Huizinga. I'm the chef here, and today we are going to be making a simple pasta dish, perfect for the end of summer, with manila clams, zucchini, and basil. 3 ingredients that you can find in great abundance here in the Northwest at the end of summer. So the first thing you need to do is wash the clams. I've washed these clams and made sure they're alive. You just put them in really cold water, give them 5 or 10 minutes to sit there, and then check for ones that are tightly closed. You want to make sure they're tightly closed. Any that are gaping open are not good candidates. Okay, I'm heating a pan here. We're going to put in some white wine and then put in the clams. We're going to turn it up to high, and then we're just going to wait until the clams are opened, and we'll take them out as soon as they're open. So it's just a little bit of a waiting game. It shouldn't take too long. You want to remove them as quickly as you can out of the pan so they don't shrivel up or toughen. This is probably going to be enough for 2 people, let's say. 1.5 pounds should be enough for 4 to 6 people. So just as soon as they're open, a little bit, out they come. Now I'm putting these into a strainer over another bowl so that I'm sure I catch all the good juices that we're looking for to put back into our pasta dish. Sometimes they take a surprisingly long time to open, so have a little bit of patience with them. But if it's clear they're not going to open, just get rid of them. Just one last little guy here. So the clams are open. Okay, I'm going to pour the rest of the liquid in the pan into a bowl as well. And then these juices we will take over to the table and strain. Now we are going to strain these liquids with through some paper towels. You could also use a coffee filter if that's what you have, but we're just going to pour it into this strainer and let it sit. It could take a while. And then also what you want to do is the juice that's accumulating as you shell your clams, you want to save too. So work over your bowl, over the strainer, as you take the clams out, making sure to leave the juices behind. And then I'm collecting the meat in a little dish here that I will later come back and chop. Now, any juice that's remaining, we're just going to put right in the strainer. And we're going to quickly chop these clams, just roughly, not too fine. You want to make sure that you get a sense that you have clams when you're eating this pasta. Then the other thing we want to chop for this dish is we want some chopped onion. We need some chopped parsley. The other thing would be zucchini or summer squash. For my purposes here today, I'm just going to chop this one. And it needs to be about between 1/2 and 1/4 inch dice is about perfect for this. Now, the other thing you need is some fettuccine, some butter, some olive oil, some white wine, and a little bit of lemon juice. Now, here at Bar Mingo, we make all of our pasta by hand. It's all freshly made every day. So I'm going to use the fettuccine cut pasta. Okay, now we're going to finish the dish. And I'm going to start with the sauce, get that going. We'll cook our pasta. And by the time the pasta's finished, the sauce should be done. So the first thing in the pan is going to be some olive oil. In go the onions. And we'll want those onions to soften. Really not color, but soften. So we'll give them a couple of minutes to get going. When you go to salt your pasta, taste it. Make sure that it tastes saltier than a soup you would want to eat, maybe. Just a little saltier than that. Okay, when the onions are beginning to soften, I'm going to throw in the zucchini. Give it another little hit of salt, pepper, and we'll let that saute. While that's cooking, I'm going to start cooking the pasta. Then to this, I'm going to add a little bit of white wine so it doesn't go dry while I'm cooking it. Probably about a quarter cup of white wine. And also some of the juices from steaming the clams. We're going to put in a little clam juice, 3 or 4 tablespoons. Now we're just going to cook it until the zucchini is tender. Now fresh made pasta cooks very fast. If you are using dry pasta from the store, you would just follow the directions on the box. Okay, before I add the pasta, I'm just going to make sure I have enough liquid in here. Okay, I think my pasta is done. I'm going to add the noodles here in a moment, but first I'm going to add the clams to the dish. I want them to warm through a bit. Also a little parsley and some torn basil leaves. And I'm just going to tear off hunks of basil leaves right off of the stalk here. And probably, 3 or 4 leaves for this amount. Okay, in goes the pasta. I'm going to drain it. If it needs more liquid, I'll add a little bit of that to the pot, but I think we're good. And I'm just going to put in what I think I need for a serving here. And finish cooking it just for a minute or 2 in the pan so that the flavors mingle, and then right into the plate. Pile the sauce on top, another little sprinkle of parsley, and there we have it. Fettuccine with clams and zucchini with basil. Bon appetit. Joining us today here at Bar Mingo, and hopefully this recipe will come in handy and will find a place in your repertoire, and if not, come and have it at the restaurant sometime. Thanks again.